Did you ever see any of the Dark Shadows where there's a fly landing on Barnabas's head?
I did see that. I never had good TV reception back. I had like a shitty black and white.
Sometimes they had the fly problem. There was one where the character Liz, she had even more. She had like flies launching off her head and landing.
Yeah. I think I know. I think they filmed that in New York City, right? They did that in New York City.
Probably, I don't know.
Yeah, like the studios.
I think it was in New York.
If it was where I think it was done, like the studios in New York, I've been to the studio. I grew up near a studio, Astoria Studios, in Queens. 2 blocks away, I grew up with. These are like abandoned. They look like abandoned.
Well, they did everything in one take, like Ed Wood too.
Yeah.
So if they flub the lines or whatever, they just leave it in the show.
Yeah, and you can see stagehands like sometimes in the fucking shot. And you know what I love about Dark Shadows is I grew up watching it in black and white on a 19-inch not even a 19-inch, a 13-inch back in. Oh my god, in my memory, it was a 13-inch black and white TV set with rabbit ears antenna. So I would see reruns and they were all like distorted and stuff.
Well, the early ones are in black and white. Then they went in color.
Right. So I'm watching it. I'm watching it on Amazon Prime, and the black and white to me looks beautiful because I like how it looks aesthetically because it kind of looks like that liquid ink. You know that liquid ink on a Kindle. It's really I like how it looks like a sepia, not a sepia tone, but you like.
Some of the old black and white shows. It's not just like people point out that old black and white movies that they did a lot with the lighting that was really good, but some of the shows it's almost like have like this ethereal quality just because of how the light and the cameras and stuff work.
Yeah.
Like more like an old black and white movie on film will have a look to it, but it's like more like realistic. Whereas like some of the old TV shows have like this ethereal quality to them. Like somebody will have like kind of a halo around them. It'll be kind of grayish around them and stuff.
No, I noticed that too. It's really beautiful to look at. For some reason, I love what it looks like. I love how it. I don't know if it's washed out or ink blot. I don't know what the artistic term for it is, but if they're wearing a white collar with a black coat, it looks beautiful. It almost makes them glow. I don't know if it's a thing. And then I started watching the color ones because I've never seen Dark Shadows in color. I started watching the black and whites just to remember what I remember, and I think I missed a lot of the early ones. For example, I've never seen the first episode of Barnabas, like when he first showed up. For some reason, I always missed that. Great. So that's great. I loved it. It was really great. And then I saw the later ones because I think in New York where I watched it, they would rerun the colored ones and they wouldn't rerun the black and white ones, obviously because they want people to watch. Just like the color.
See, usually I think they would start with when Barnabas appeared, which was actually black and white, but you wouldn't see the earlier ones before that so much.
Yeah, I never saw. If they did, I never saw the Barnabas, or I was too young to remember. I just don't remember it.
I like it. So it's a Willie, spoiler alert or whatever. But Willie finds him in his coffin.
Yeah.
And then he opens it. He's a grave robber, and and then Barnabas, of course, he's a vampire. He's living dead, so he's not just dead or whatever. And he takes his hand, and the hand goes on his neck.
Yes.
It's the overacting and stuff.
You know what's funny about that? What's funny about that?
He's really scared
because it's a daily show.
He has a lacy sleeve like adamant.
Yeah. What's hilarious is how much exposition they keep doing about Willie. Like, where's Willie? Where's Willie? I'll find him. Where's Willie? There's like
Willie. Like I'm your cousin from England. There's that voice, but then he's like real intense. He's like Willie.
Yeah. He's
always treating Willie like shit.
What I love, I know we got on a tangent of Dark Shadows.
Major tangent. We just went right off.
What I love is the only proof of evidence he has is he looks just like the fucking photo, like painting. I'm your cousin from England. Do you have any proof? Look at that painting. I look just like him. That's all you need, apparently. Like, who are you? I'm your cousin from England. Can I see some documentation?
Can I hear an English accent? No.
No.
I'm from a small town where we don't have English accents.
It's funny because I talked to you on our show like maybe a year ago or even longer about how I would watch the old episodes of The Incredible Hulk, and like Dr. Banner would get all these jobs at hospitals, and like he didn't need
no ID.
No ID. Maybe that's how stuff was in the 1970s before computers. Back
That's
in the
more
day.
like if you're a day laborer, I think.
Yeah. Well, there was cases where he was a janitor or something, but there was other cases where he's calling up and he goes, "I'm calling about the lab assistant job." And then he tells them about how the machine works, the computer for lab, and like, "Oh, you're very knowledgeable. When can you come in?" That kind of shit.
That was a weird show. It would have like the sad piano music, like a soap opera.
Yeah. Well, it's once I started watching the reruns and as an adult, it's still great, but
then he would turn into Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah,
turn into a totally different guy.
It's totally a formulaic because he turns into the Hulk exactly twice, and then no more, like
I haven't watched in a really long time.
Yeah, no more, no less. Like there's I guess there's a budget constraint, so he'll turn into the Hulk one time, and then everyone sees him, and then like, what the hell happened?
I used to like the old Wonder Woman show too.
She was hot. She was fucking amazing. She's still gorgeous as an old bag, but she's sorry, but she's still. I love that show too, but if you watch it, it's kind of unwatchable as an adult. But
I haven't seen it in a long time.
But as a preteen, however old, I mean, I wasn't even a teenager when that show was on. As a little kid watching it, I loved it. All the stuff I watched as a kid, when I watched it again on TV, it's just horrible. I get it. I understand why young me loved it, but it's so corny and stuff. I can't watch it.
I just remember her being hot.
Yeah. She was totally hot. Batman, like the Adam West Batman from the 60s. As a kid, I totally took that serious. I didn't get the jokes at all. I thought it was like a serious drama.
I didn't ever think it was serious because they'd be like, there's like some episode where they're tied to like candles or something on a giant birthday cake that's going to explode. I mean, how do you take that seriously?
No, I totally took it seriously because
I thought that's what Batman was. I didn't think Batman was supposed to be gritty or anything, but I thought it was a cheesy show.
7-year-old me took it seriously. How are they going to get away from this trap? Oh my God, I'm totally freaked out. They're going to. Oh my God, how is Batman going to escape?
Well, all the things that say like "bam" and stuff when they're fighting. It's very, very silly show.
I didn't. Until I became a teenager, I took it seriously. I would watch it.
Well, it's like when I heard Neil Diamond, I just unironically liked it. And then later, people were like, Neil Diamond?
What the hell's wrong with you? Join this century.